So the first mop bucket set that we have is this X3 mop, and so with this one I have been using this for quite some time now. And how it works is that you have a fill chamber which has the clean water, and then this is actually where you insert the mop, and then this is where the disposable dirty water actually lies. What I've kind of realized after using so many mop sets is that there's not one clear direct way to actually clean your mop completely without actually having to throw it back into the washer. So I know a lot of these mop sets try to do the best job as far as trying to get the mop to be clean after a use, but right now let's go and test out the X3 mop. With the X3 mop set itself, one thing I kind of have a hard time doing is actually reattaching the actual cloth fiber attachment, just because it has to ring, or it basically has to go onto these prongs here on both edges, and you'll see what I mean in a second. So as you can see, the pocket here has to go into here, and I do have a hard time putting it back on after every use, in which afterwards I do wash these mop fiber heads, but it's a bit of a struggle. But I know you have to kind of ring it out just like that, so it's a bit more on the difficult side as far as reassembling it goes. But I do like how it includes multiple mop head brush head sets. The mop itself is a decent length, but let's go ahead and test it out. We'll fill this up and then we'll start mopping with it, and I'll let you know how I feel about it. While filling this up, again, this is where the clean water goes, and I'm just going to be putting some mop detergent in here. Just a little bit, just because I am going to be testing out 3 different mop sets to actually clean my living room. We'll fill up a little more. And there you have it. So now, as far as carrying this goes, it's got a handle. You've got a push button here to easily take off this lid, which I find very convenient. But what I like about it is I have no fear of this actually ever falling down on me, just because of these push safety pins. But if we actually go ahead and test this mop, what you've got to do first is actually twist this here. And once you twist this, this is going to open up a reservoir to actually allow the clean water into this middle reservoir here. So once you twist it, water's been added. Now let's actually wring our mop. And so as you can see, because I'm not doing it correctly, there you go. So try to get the mop wet a little by pushing it up and down. And as you can see right now, about half the mop is wet. So what I'll do is I'll actually flip this around for a second and then see if the bottom inserts. There you go. So with the X3 mop, I think they do a really good job of actually wringing out the water and keeping the dirty water separated from the clean water. So I really love this chamber here, this middle chamber, where it adds clean water to the middle reservoir. So for me, this mop set makes complete sense. Right now, the only drawback is I don't really like having to put these back on. It's kind of a pain. All right, so using the mop is pretty easy, okay? I feel sturdy. It does come with a few brush heads. Let's actually go ahead and clean it up real quick. So again, I'm gonna add more water to the reservoir and then insert the dirty mop back in, and then wring it out. So I really appreciate, as you can see, there's like metal prongs that help actually get out the dirt. And you can see here, this is the dirty reservoir where the water is actually being washed out. So let's use it one more time. We'll use it in a bit more further of an area. So like I've said before, I feel like there's not going to be one clear direct way to actually get your mop to be clean after using it just once, okay? You would have to throw it back into the washer, but even so, I really like how the swivel head is able to turn. It's flat. I have no problems with this whatsoever while using it. Very, very simple to use. So with that being said, let's go ahead and move on to the next one.